In this video, we're going to look at Ohm's law and talk about the highly desired method of using the base units. Now, this isn't the only way to handle your units. It's just my recommendation with respect to how to use Ohm's law or the power equation by avoiding things like milli and kilo when you're starting to do the math. So here's an example. We've got Ohm's law over here, just as a reminder. Then we've got an example here that shows if current is 5 milliamps and resistance is 100 ohms, calculate the voltage. Well, if you're just say, oh well, it's 5 and it's 100, and plug them in, E equals I times R, so it's 5 times 100, it's 500 volts. It must be 500 volts. That would be incorrect because we use 5 milliamps. 5 times 100 would not give me 500 volts. I'll demonstrate the proper way, or the way that I think is a little simpler. Always convert units to the base units. 5 milliamps is 0.005 amps. So, equals IR. 0.005 amps times 100 equals 0.5 volts. Quite a difference, factor of 1,000. If we did this math, we came up with 500 volts, said, oh, I need to hook up 500 volts on this thing, and we're only expecting 0.5 volts, everything else is going to fall apart. So, by using the base unit, I got the correct answer, 0.5 volts. Another way to do it, and this is one of the things I explained in class that people found awkward, but it's actually kind of helps. E equals I times R. I took my 5 milliamps, and instead of putting down 0.005, because with lots of zeros you can start missing zeros in the calculator, I instead said 5 milliamps. Milli is 10 to the minus 3. So 5 times 10 to the minus 3 amps. That's 5 milliamps. Times my 100 ohms. Now when I multiply that out, 10 to the minus 3 times 10 to the 2, 100 is 10 to the 2, leaves me with 10 to the minus 1, so it's 5 times 10 to the minus 1 volts, which is 0.5 volts. So engineering notation can be a neat way to pull out the milli, or the kilo, or the mega, or whatever prefix. Just stick in the power of 10, and use that. Either way, working in the base units, you know your answer is going to be in the base units. I knew my answer was going to be volts because I worked in amps and ohms, therefore my answer must be volts. If I had milli and then ohms, I'd have to remember, oh god, it's going to be millivolts, it's going to be kilovolt. Yeah. Put them all in the base units, and know the answer will be in base units. At the end, if you wanted to, I could convert the answer into the units that I might want. I could make that 500 millivolts if that's what I wanted to put it as. Anyway, keeping them all in the same base unit means my answer is in the base unit. It keeps things a little bit simpler when I'm deciding what prefix I should use in the response.